Next, we have with us Dr. Ilaria Cinelli from Space4women. Dr. Ilaria is a forward-thinking young leader and senior engineer with records of accomplishments in biomedical engineering and space exploration. Her work experiences are in biomedical engineering, neural engineering, human factors, mission design, analog missions, space medicine, leadership, coaching, and management. She has a bachelor's and master's degree in biomedical engineering from the University of Pisa and a structured PhD in neural engineering from the National University of Ireland, Galway, Republic of Ireland. She is also a graduate of the Space... Hello, you can hear me, right? She is also a graduate of the Space Studies program run by the International Space University at TU Delft, the Netherlands. Most recently, she has completed a postdoc at Tufts University in neuromodulation. Dr. Ilaria is a fellow of the Aerospace Medical Association, president of the Aerospace Human Factors Association, member at large of the Aerospace Medical Council, and member at large of the Life Sciences and Biomedical Engineering branch. She is also co-leader of the Space Exploration Group of the Space Generation Advisory Council. In addition, Ilaria is an invited member of the Mars Society Steering Committee, thanks to her extensive experience gained in isolation while conducting several analog missions at the Mars Desert Research Station. Thank you so much, Dr. Ilaria, for accepting our invitation and joining us today. DCPIT is honored to have you with us. So over to you.
Thanks to you, and thank you for the long introduction. And thank you for organizing all of that. So I will talk to you about something a bit different when we talk about gender equality. So I work in the space sector, which is a man-dominated field, and it can be quite hard, to be fair with you. I'm about to share with you the screen because I think it's important that you be informed about what's happening around. And I think you are now able to see the screen. Is that correct?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So I am a mentor of the Space4women network, which is a network run by the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs. So I'm volunteering, and today I'm going to talk to you in the capacity that I have. So I can't represent UNOS, of course. But this is the list of the full entire mentors that any mentees could reach based on the geographical location, on the expertise, for example, on any ethnicity that you like. You may pick the mentors that you like, and you can there is an application for mentees. So this is a free service. It is important that we are trying to combine all the forces in the space sector in order to bring gender equality, and we got to be very practical about it. And it is important to this part is really key, not just for the sustainable development goals, but for enabling human presence in space. And I will show you something a bit more about my point of view. So here I will provide you the evidence of a few data here. And so, I am very passionate about space, and I'm trying, to reach my ambition to become an astronaut one day. And it is important that all of you are aware that there is a close gap between what we do in space and what people receive as benefits on the ground. And regarding the medical side, the more medical research we do in space, then the more opportunities we have for translating the outcomes and make it applicable to the large population. However, there is a limit, which is really lies in the gender type of the people who are involved in the experiment, who are carrying out activities. And so here the slides are from 2020, shows that we have about 560 astronauts so far, but just the 11% of that is women. The consequence of that is that most of the medical research, which is the gender-based medical research that is carried out in outer space, is just applicable for the male population. We do not know much about what's happened to the women's health and how to preserve them in space. So I know that this sounds a bit extreme as a topic, but it is important to know that all the countries are paying the fees, and know the citizens are contributing to the space sector. it is important to support educational girls who have the ambition and the desire to work in STEM, specifically in the field of space, because most of the economic growth soon, very soon in the short time, will strongly rely around the space sector. And so we do have like the 95% of these women working on the ground. We just have like a very low percentage of them that is currently active in human space flight. And to me, as a scientist, it's ridiculous, because the benefit of space shall apply to all, but we are not being representative in the astronaut corps as men do. And so it is extremely unfair. So I'll make you an example. So if I'm going to be lucky in my entire life and I became an astronaut one day, and people will ask me to do a spacewalk or some other activities, I will be exposed to a higher risk, to higher medical risks, just because there are no statistical data that provide me what it's safe or what it is not safe for me as a woman. And that said, I can't cover that much about that in terms of why women haven't been chosen so much in the long time as men, because usually it's a sort of like a secret, because usually space agencies are picking the people based on their own criteria, which is they are assigned people to flight based on internal criteria, and most of them are not open up to the public. However, it is quite concerning. So we need to have more women in the leadership in any sort of sector. Okay, we've been talking about different types of sectors, like the business sector, but it has to be engineering, it has to be operation, it has to be military, it has to be defense in general. And all of these sectors that, are male dominated, but we are really quite far away from that. And it's important because people who are involved in all of these activities are representing their countries, are running science for their people and for the society, for the scientific community. So not having women there, it means that whatever we do, starting from the scientific outcomes to the representation of human beings in space, is just up to men. But we are representing humanity in space. So women are part of humanity. And to me, it's bonkers that we don't have gender equality in space. So if you think now that, space agency right now, they want to go to the moon, they want to go to Mars, that's fine. But what's happen if you have more than a crew there? What's happen if you have a large group of people who have different types of ethnicities? You start to have, I think from my knowledge, I can envision that there will be conflict because of gender equality. And we shall avoid all of that quite soon. So there is a trick here that it means to impose and to force gender equality as a medical criteria. And I'll tell you why. So when you are running missions and you're in isolation, and you have to really work hard, and we all experience isolation, unfortunately, for COVID. So, you can keep high performance using this trick, which is really, really simple. So your crew got to be made by half men, half women. So if there is gender balance there, then you reach high performance over time. If there is not, hey, you have low performance. So in case you want to have mission successful, then women has to be included for the success. And it's a very hot topic right now, especially in Europe, because of the current astronaut selection from by the European Space Agency. But I think it's important to look at this very niche sector, because at the end of the day, it's not just like a business or medicine as a vague. We really have to look at the specific type of sector where women are. Because, for example, in engineering, there are not that much women. But in biomedical engineering, just because it's held and seems easy, then the number of women might become even higher compared to that in other fields of engineering. But we have to make sure that the gender equality really applies to all the specific, places where people are currently working right now. So it's not just a vague concept that has to apply. We really got to make sure that we are, extending the concept of gender equality anywhere. And if you happen to know, or if you happen to have a crazy dream like the one I have, then you should support the women. You really should, because you can be an astronaut. Your mom can be an astronaut. Your sister, yourself. But we got to be open-minded that we are representing humanity in space. We are part of it, and we are not still there. And that is concerning. That is beyond all the sustainable development goals. It's concerning that we are not part of humanity in space, and that it's not to the things. The way that I think. And so what I do, telling you all of that. I'm running mentorship section with all the female students, trying to coach them, to encourage them. I sell encouragement. And it's key for supporting people. And I do that for students. I do that for people who are already working. But I'm telling you, if you look at gender equality in space, just to get in touch with the Space4women network, reach out to me, reach out to UNISA, reach out to whoever you want. Let's try to merge connection, because we got to be able to support each other. We cannot make it without each other in different types of sector. And so that is a specific example, but I really hope you enjoyed. So thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ilaria. That was a different perception. Thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you. Let's keep working together. We have a lot to do together, I think. So we have come to the end of today's session, and we have with us Ms. Nomthanda. So we have Ms. Christina Scott, the founder of Beyonder, with us to do the closing remarks. Over to you, Christina. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Aparna, and my apologies. Nomthanda's having some technical difficulties, so I said I would step in to fill. Wow, I'm absolutely blown away by today's session. From Irina leading on technology, to Anandita leading on opportunity, to Dr. Amina's gracious leadership, from Greta leading on elimination of violence, to Fauza leading on authenticity, to Terfa leading on my favourite and, not either or, to Ilaria leading on prevention awareness, Paula and Kirsten on data for benchmarking, taking us to last but by no means least, Dr. Ilaria taking us to space and beyond. Maybe you all be blessed as we leave today's session, as we take our call to action from each and every one of these phenomenal speakers and women. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining us at GCPIT.
Thank you so much, Christina, for giving us such a nice summary at such a short notice. Thank you for ending the session with such an inspiring and positive note. And with that, we have come to the end of day 6, which focused on SDG5 gender equality. Let me take this opportunity to thank each one of you for joining us today. Hope you all enjoyed the sessions. Please join us next Friday, same time, as we discuss SDG6 and what SMEs can contribute in achieving SDG6. We have a galaxy of speakers joining us from across the globe for our upcoming sessions too. So see you all next week and for the coming sessions. Till then, this is Aparna Kumar signing off. Take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.